So I tell people bad things happen, but we get to decide, are we going to be a victim of it forever? Or are we going to find some nugget in that hardship that'll get us on the other side to becoming whole? I'm like, if I could survive this, I'm going to survive that. Some of the worst things that happened to me in my life have yielded the biggest gifts in my life. I'll give you an example. When I was 10, I was sexually assaulted, beat up really bad, went to the doctor, got stitches in my head, but nobody ever talked about it. And so I slowly went into a mental state of probably depression, you would call it.
Mhm.
And I lost my ability to speak because of the inability to even talk about it. It's like we ain't talking about that, bury it. That's the way it was done.
Right.
But society really did a number on me. So while I was unverbal, I literally consumed books like an addict. So within that hardship, the darkest day of my life, I come out of there smarter than the average bear because I read so much, and it was the type of reading that allowed me to get into a good high school. I passed the test with honors. So I tell people bad things happen, but we get to decide, are we going to be a victim of it forever? Or are we going to find some nugget in that hardship that'll get us on the other side to becoming whole again? And when I survived and finally got my voice back after the assault, when I got pregnant, I'd already had some bounce back in me by then, because to overcome that without any professional help,
Mm.
it was a miracle. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, if I could survive this, I'm going to survive that. So
Yeah.
I'm already looking at myself as a victor even before I am, because I survived that. I'm going to get out of this neighborhood, because if I don't, my son is going to be privy to the same hell I've had. And people say all the time, well, girl, I just can't see it. No, you have to forgive. You have to find a way to be okay with what happened. You
Right.
have to forgive yourself for the missteps you made. I mean, I was so pissed at my son's father for not being responsible when he said he would be.
Mhm.
And I had to say, well, you was the dumbass, because even though you didn't know,
Mhm.
you should have asked somebody, because who got stuff, if you will. So I had to forgive myself that I played a role in it. And that's what a lot of women or men won't do. And you have to admit, hey, I screwed up, or that was a bad choice I made, or man, I got jacked or whatever. But you know what?
Mhm.
That thing is not going to be the end of my progress
Right. Or the end of you.
and for the end of you.
Yeah. And
But you got to figure out who or why, because if you don't, you'll stay there. My
Mhm.
son's upcoming birth
Yeah.
was an impetus for me to say, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know what I ain't going to do.
Right. And that helps more than one way. At least you know.